Thanks for joining us today on the Man Blitz. I'd just like to take a moment to remind you to follow us on Twitter at Man Blitz. Visit us at www.3manblitz.com. You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Breaker. And don't forget to view us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks, guys. Hey, everybody, and welcome into another episode of the Man Blitz. I'm your boy, Andrew, and with me always is Jeremy and Queasy.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys? Okay, so special edition tonight, I guess we're going to call it. We've got Tuesday night football.
Tuesday.
Anybody?
Yeah, we do got Tuesday.
I love it. I can't wait.
Anybody Tuesday night football?
Tuesday.
All right, guys. Well, let's fire this thing off there and get in there and watch the Bills.
Weird week.
Yeah.
COVID. Hey.
COVID. Anyway, so first thing we're going to do, as always, we're going to go ahead and cover our shot bets from last week, and I think I'm getting hammered.
Yeah. Just to go over it real quick, we don't have to go over the specifics for the listeners, but Andrew's got a double shot.
Thanks, Miami.
Yeah, the Raiders beat the Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
Queasy won that one.
On that one out. And Lamar Jackson didn't go off. He didn't have over 300 yards of offense.
I've got 4 shots.
Four. I've got two, I think. Queasy didn't have any, but I'm sure he's going to drink because he's an alcoholic.
Couldn't leave you guys hanging.
I'm just going to pour mine into a nice cup of whatever the hell this is.
I got another shocker for you guys later on, too.
I'm sure
shocker?
Stop it.
What?
Yes, a shocker.
What? Bruh.
Let's go.
Okay, somebody else take over. I've got to take a lot of shots.
Dead air time. Dumb. All right, so what we'll be doing is, now that we've went over our shots, we're going to go and do our starts and sits.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll do a waiver wire pickup, anybody worth adding. And then we'll do a buy low and sell high. And then we may sprinkle in any games that we enjoyed watching or any big surprises, which there were quite a few. Matter of fact, I just want to jump in there right quick and say probably one of the biggest surprises I had or that I had seen was the Miami Dolphins laying the wood to the 49ers.
Yeah, they did.
So what was going on there?
Hey, Fitz magic, I guess, man.
And friend, what is that Fitz magic, man? He so hit and miss. You can't ever count on him. Dolphins fans love him for a week and hate him the rest of the time and want two of him.
San Francisco's pretty banged up, but there still should be no reason for that.
We're definitely gonna tell you how to profit from old Fitz magic if you got him.
You don't. that's how you do it. Even if you're playing daily fantasy stuff, I'd stay away from him most of the time. He burned me.
And that's exactly it. That's how you profit from him. You stay away from him.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you guys want to start with your starts and sits? Starts and sits.
Hit us, Queasy. You look anxious.
Let's start it.
Do it.
Starting for this week, I got my man, the man, the bad man, Aaron Rodgers.
Queasy, I swear to God, you and I live together.
Yeah.
I don't want to show everybody my stuff, but like Aaron Rodgers, like I can't make this up.
I'm gonna show my stuff.
I'll start going first now, so you copy me. You know?
We are X-rated this week. I don't know what's happening.
You take it that way.
I got Aaron Rodgers. They're playing against Tampa Bay. Should be a big hype game against Brady. I think this will be a big game in many ways because, again, I think Green Bay will win the game, and people will start to question Brady after that because I think he'll beat them 3-3, if I'm correct.
Something like that.
Yeah, not a great record. So what I'm getting at is they're going to start questioning Brady.
Anybody know what down it is? Anybody?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's continue.
Another start, I guess, for running back. I have Henry for the Titans. He's playing against the Texans. I think he will have a big game. He hasn't had a breakout game yet this year. I think this will start it.
He's been very low-key this season. I'm excited to see him, put some faces in the dirt. Just not the Texans, but you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
It's time.
Ready to see him do it tonight? Come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wide receiver, I got Ridley for my Atlanta Falcons. I think Julio will still be a little bit hobbled This will be a breakout game for them because they'll be coming up the firing of Dan Q.
Yes.
Finally
We'll
fired.
talk about it in a little bit.
Couple things real quick, Queasy. I have to give you credit on calling Julio a bust due to the breakout of Calvin Ridley before the season started. Man, that was ballsy, my brother, but you hit the nail on the head.
I love me some Julio, but Ridley's been coming up fast. He has no brakes on him. They have a good rhythm with him, man. So he's coming up fast. But again, with Minnesota, high-powered game. I think it's going to get some good wide receivers in that game. And Justin Jefferson for the Vikings, I like him a lot too. But this will be Ridley's game. And finally, for a tight end, I have Ebron for my Pittsburgh Steelers. I have him having a breakout game because this is going to be a big game too. Also, they're playing against the Cleveland Browns. You normally wouldn't be a big game, but it's a divisional rival. And actually, Cleveland's playing pretty good.
Yeah.
And
They're playing really good. They're undefeated.
Yeah.
No. They've lost one game. I think they lost their first one.
People speak of their running game, but it's really their pass. I mean, Landry and Odell Beckham were going retarded last week. In the passes, and we can't even say retarded, can we? They were going mentally challenged last week.
I don't know if it's any better.
No.
So
all right,
I think it will be another game.
Going right off of mentally challenged. I'm just going to go into mine.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
What, your sits?
Yeah, no, my starts. That would be recorded. My starts were also Aaron Rodgers at quarterback against Tampa.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? He's the man.
The man.
Can't believe you went the bad man just like that.
The bad.
Anyway, so all the same reasons. I hate his throwing style. He seems like kind of a prick, but you know what? He gets it done, and he dates hot chicks. So, Aaron Rodgers. Running back, I've got Mike Davis, the Christian McCaffrey stunt double.
Yeah.
He's been killing it every week.
He's been filling in well.
I like that.
Great, man. He's been doing really good.
And people trying to diss McCaffrey because of that. Like it's saying it's basically the system, not because of the player. And I definitely think it's a player.
Hey, I don't know what it is. I'm not that smart, but Mike Davis is killing it, and they're going up against Chicago, so he should have more of the same.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, I took Allen Robinson versus Carolina. So
that's a smart one.
I do think that's the game plan for.
He's been having.
Going to toss it around, and Allen Robinson's the one that's going to grab him.
Not liking that one, but okay.
And then the next one, tight end. It's a no-brainer. It's Mark Andrews.
Oh, I had Mark Andrews as well.
Come on, it's Mark Andrews, Baltimore. He's going to tear it up.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's Lamar Jackson's favorite target, I think.
Yeah.
So, all right, lay it on us, Andrew.
All right. My starts of the week, and I tried to dig a little deep with some of these, but of course at tight end, like Jeremy pointed out just a minute ago, it's hard to go real deep. So Mark Andrews was my guy as well, of course.
Okay.
But for quarterback, I have Matthew Stafford of the Detroit Lions. He's been kind of luster this season, and he's been very, very mediocre, and I think he's due a big game.
It's a pretty weak game they're playing. I'm trying to because both of them have losing records. Who are they playing against? You know?
I've got it all pulled up right.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. The Lions are playing the Jaguars.
I knew somebody like that. Okay.
And the Jaguars are terrible against the pass.
Yeah,
yes,
they're real bad.
So Matthew Stafford's a decent quarterback, and again, but the Lions is a horrible organization. So
they're actually not last in their division right now. The Vikings are.
And that's kind of crazy because the Vikings.
And you're saying because that with the record, with the Lions having a record of what?
What is their record right now? I think
like 1-4,
something like that. Something like that.
I think it's all good. Okay, go ahead.
The Lions don't they have a tie? They have a tie game, don't they? That puts them ahead. Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway, running back Devonta Freeman of the New York Giants versus the Washington Football Team.
Not gonna happen.
God.
Look good pick.
What is the game? It's Washington and the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an ugly game.
But, bro.
Yes,
I think it is a terrible game. It is a terrible game, but I think Devonta Freeman. I think he'll be decent this week. I think he'll be a good start. Like I said, I tried to dig deep with these. Not really your average guys that you'd be throwing in week
you're
in, week
digging.
out. Yeah, I'm digging.
You digging.
Digging for gold, baby.
You digging.
But speaking of Jags and Lions, my wide receiver start is Laviska Shenault Jr. of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You are going deep, buddy.
And that's
man.
for what position? I'm sorry.
Wide receiver. He killed it
For the
this last
Giants?
week. He is a target machine. Yeah. No, for the Jaguars. Laviska
Okay.
Shenault.
Okay.
He's a rookie. And then, of course, my tight end was Mark Andrews.
Yo, you dug pretty deep.
I did. I
like the Stafford man. The Lions are coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
It's time.
So, Andrew, who you got for your sits, bro?
Oh, yeah, I want my sits. You don't want my
I
sits.
want you heat.
All right. My quarterback, I think I actually had him as a start at one point this season, but he's on the other side now. Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Indianapolis Colts. I don't necessarily like the matchup. You got the same one?
We're going to start comparing notes.
Yeah.
I got Joe Burrow.
Well,
And
no, I
go
think
ahead, throw it out there.
I think more than anything, it just this is a live reaction. You guys are getting us as we're finding out each other's start sit. So the fact that two of us have Joe Burrow, that should be like, oh, okay, well maybe I really
solidifies that point. Yeah, I understand.
And since he's coming off a really terrible game too.
Yes.
And now they get a really good defense in Indy, and they were unable to score last week. They put a field goal up. They literally were not able to score a touchdown. So
yeah.
And AJ Green, I believe, is injured. And while he hasn't been like a very, solid receiver this season, he did draw attention. So you're not going to have that guy again this week, I don't believe. So I would stay away from Burrow if at all possible.
And just to interrupt, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
The Detroit Lions are definitely in third place with a record of 1-3.
Is it 1-3?
Come on, son.
Oh, man.
So,
Forgot you that bullshit.
Okay.
I saw somebody. I think it was what's his name? I can't believe I can't think of his name right now. The old Pittsburgh quarterback that's on TV and stuff. He was bashing Matt Patricia, saying he was a terrible coach. Said he couldn't coach his way out of nothing.
Terry Bradshaw?
Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Bradshaw. I was like, not a good look.
Yeah.
No.
It's his first.
They've been firing coaches like every other year, man.
Maybe the enemy can step in and coach the Lions better.
Maybe Quinn can go there, as far as I care.
That might be a step up. My sit running back of the week, and this one might shock a lot of you guys. I tried to go big with my sits too, like I went small with my starts. My sit running back is Clyde Edwards-Helaire of the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right.
Versus the Buffalo Bills.
All right.
I think this is going to be a game where the Chiefs end up having to pass a lot. And while there is a chance he may end up getting involved in that game because he does, he is also the receiving back. He's their do-it-all guy, I just think he's not going to get a whole lot of yards in this game. The Bills' defense is pretty good. They're not as good as they were last season, but they're still pretty good. So if you could maybe throw somebody else in there that you had sitting on your bench, it might be worth a shot this week.
Gotcha.
Wide receiver.
You're talking about a shot. I smell a shot bet. I just want to sprinkle it in real quick.
Shot bet?
Yeah, shot bet.
All right, we'll circle back around to it.
We'll do pretty well against the Bills.
Oh, I thought we were taking shots, sir.
You going to take a shot?
We'll circle back around to it. Let me get through my last two guys.
What you got?
Wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr. versus the Steelers. He's been killing it this season. But, man, that Steelers defense is, like, stupid good.
The secondary is definitely.
Now, he may end up sneaking in there with, like, a touchdown or he may get 2 or 3 receptions. But, man, I don't think he gets a whole lot of yards in this game, and I think that's going to end up killing him.
Yeah. Speaking of touchdown, I needed another touchdown by Keenan Allen last night to get past Jeremy. But
hey, and you know what? Hey, I actually was playing him in daily. Yeah, but you know what? He got 1 touchdown, and I was like, yes. Oh, but no. And then it was like, oh, my back's feeling weird. And he was like out, and I was like, I'm all right with it.
You win some, lose some, whatever.
Yeah, man. Sorry, go ahead, man.
Tight end, sit of the week, and I did tell Jeremy about this one because he was just like, what is wrong with you? George Kittle of the 49ers versus the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
And that's a big one, but San Francisco's got a lot going wrong on offense right now. Jimmy Garoppolo can't seem to find his rhythm. He was absolutely atrocious versus the Miami Dolphins, and the Rams is a much improved defense. I know that Kittle is a lot of times like your check down guy in this offense, but I'm stepping back from it this week.
I don't blame you, but to me, the whole San Fran thing with that game was very odd. Now, I know they're not having a great time on offense, but their staple last year and what got them to the Super Bowl was the run game.
Yes.
Where's it at?
Exactly.
Where's it at?
Yes.
Why are you trying to throw all of a sudden? Like, yeah, I love when you throw to Kittle, and he's fantastic. But why are you trying to turn into this other type of team? Run the football.
That's not what got you to the Super Bowl.
Let me interject here. A lot of people questioned Garoppolo last year that he wasn't, even though he made it to the Super Bowl, that he really wasn't that good of a quarterback. And been winning games before with New England. We was there. Also, coming up with an awful lot of injuries.
Especially on defense. They got a lot of defensive injuries. That could be why they're throwing all the time.
My final point is we've always spoke of that not the sophomore, but coming off the Super Bowl jinx. And they're 2-3. And I always said it was a losing team that usually have the hardest time the next year. And right now they're not having a good year, 2-3. So
man, God bless the 49ers.
It just continues, man.
The Niners.
Well,
I really do think. I think that's what it is with the Niners. I think their defense is, with all those injuries, they can't play the lockdown style of defense that we saw last year.
Yeah.
So they really get behind and they can't run the football like they want to and dictate the entirety of the game.
Dictate. Huh?
I
think that rookie wide receiver will be good in years to come. Ayuk.
Yeah. He's extremely talented.
Yeah.
He is good. All right, I'm going to go through my sits. So like we had alluded, apparently I'm just on board with both of these guys. Joe Burrow's a sit for me. Indy's defense, so we don't need to touch on it again, but they're really good. They struggled. He is going to have to throw a lot, so there may be some volume there, but there's a reason Indy's defense is what it is right now, one of the best in the league. My running back sit, actually coming off a pretty good game for the Rams, is Darrell Henderson. So I also did the same thing, either him or Brown, and it's kind of weird on how they share their carries, and it's one week he does great, and then all of a sudden it's Malcolm Brown, and you're like, why?
We need to have an interview with the NFL. Like, can y'all fix your running back situation because you're killing my fantasy leagues? Okay.
I know.
Seriously.
It's all about fantasy, boys. Come on.
I let Darrell Henderson sit on my bench for 2 weeks, and he had 2 blow-up games. I said, okay, I'm safe to start him. I put him in, goose egg. I put him back on my bench, and he blows up again. What's up?
Exactly.
I know.
So between them, between the Ravens, who else is there?
There's a few. You never play a Patriots running back. So here's the thing. So it used to be always like, just fantasy-wise, just probably stay away from the Patriots running backs. It's a pretty safe bet. Now it's quite a few teams where you're like, well, because they're in timeshares, this guy's a running back vulture in the goal line.
Yeah, and I've seen the NFL going towards that trend. I think we spoke about that, off camera, but, it's just still crazy and fun with fantasy leagues, like I always say, man.
On the bright side, the silver lining to this is you may possibly be able to extend the longevity of running backs by doing stuff like this, which is
for the NFL,
cool.
yes, that's great for the NFL. For my fantasy team,
let us know your game plan. Come on, guys,
give me a call.
There's no bell cow. There's hardly any bell cows anymore.
Josh Jacobs,
maybe like 4 or 5. That's it.
James Conner right now. Nobody wants to talk about James Conner, but
having a great year.
Getting a lot of carries and doing well with them. Anyway, all right. So Darrell Henderson, I also think they're playing San Fran, so we talked about their injury, so he might have a good game. But I hope, and what I think will happen is that San Fran will kind of turn it around, and it'll be a good game, and he won't have that. Anyway, wide receiver is Devontae Parker for the Dolphins. Dolphins blew up, beat the crap out of the 49ers. Like I said, it was probably one of my biggest surprises of the week. But he's going up against the Jets. Fitzpatrick is not the model of consistency. So the fact that he just did really good makes me think that he's going to do the opposite and do really terrible.
Yeah.
Would have deleted terrible. The Jets have a good defense, so that's one thing they kind of have going for them, I guess. And then at tight end, I know these guys for some reason think I'm enamored with this guy, even though I don't remember ever saying it. My sit is Evan Ingram. who
You are enamored with him.
definitely not. And Evan Ingram has done nothing. And I'm really actually pretty, I don't want to say pissed because that's not the way I want to go, but disappointed with the Giants offense.
Wow.
And I kind of talked about it a little bit with Barkley out. It's kind of understandable. But, man, what is going on?
I've always spoken of Ingram. He just has all that. Oh, he has potential. Never for the past 2 or 3 years has blown
And you're like,
up.
okay, well, they're going to struggle in the run game. Wide receivers aren't fantastic. Like, well, who's the outlet guy? Evan Ingram. Oh, he's talented. Give him the ball. He doesn't even get many targets. So they don't get in the red zone very often.
Jeremy sounds like a spurned lover.
Yeah, definitely.
Shut up, Andrew.
He said
We'll get to that later. I'm spurned for a different reason. It's all college football. Who's your sits, Queasy?
My sits for quarterback. Here's a good one. I have Nicholas Foles for playing against the Carolina. Yeah, I think he's going to run to a little bit of defense there. Not going to have a good game. For running back, I have Kenyon Drake. He's trending down for me. I think Edmonds might even take over for him sooner or later. But he's going against the Dallas Cowboys defense, which is pretty tough right now.
Man, Kenyon Drake's been in great matchups. It's like, where you at?
Yeah.
He did okay this last week. I had him as my start, and I can success. He got like over 70 some odd yards, I believe, and had a touchdown. So it was okay, but not what you expected where you drafted him for sure.
Exactly.
If they throw to him, they've not really been throwing to him a ton, and that's what I think is missing. Everybody expected them to throw to him, and they're not doing it. Kyler Murray's not throwing to him, and that, especially in like this upcoming game, it could be a good game for him. But
he got him a nice trophy over there to throw to now.
Right,
Hopkins, man, you see them damn catches that dude.
Like Hopkins has got, it's got to be their focal point of stopping him. Kenyon Drake's got to be coming out of the backfield.
Hopkins is
be
a
open.
beast. I love me some Julio. Hopkins is a beast.
Oh, Hopkins is the man.
Beast. For wide receiver, I have Hill for the Chiefs going against the Buffalo. They always have a great secondary. I think it's gonna be a tough game for them. And finally, I mentioned this last week, but the game got delayed. Tight end, I going to sit Fant going against New England. And they got a great linebacker, so I think we'll slow them down.
No doubt. It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
James.
move right over to our waiver wire. We got to go.
Yes, we do. We got a game to watch.
We got a game to watch.
Hey,
Andrew, start us off. You got anybody on pickups?
I like the wide receiver for – let me pull it up. Wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, Travis Fulgham. He absolutely blew up this last week, and he's basically getting all of the targets that Carson Wentz can feed to him. So if you can grab this guy, pick him up. He may be a one-hit wonder. Who knows? Let him sit on your bench if you feel like you can for a week. And also wide receiver – I'm sorry, what?
I think it's been 2 weeks. I think he's had two straight good weeks.
He looked good this past weekend for sure. But since we're moving quick, I know you got the quarterback, so I'm not even going to touch him. But wide receiver Chase Claypool for Pittsburgh. Man, they've got a history, like Queasy says over and over again, of picking great wide receivers outside of the first round.
Always.
And I think he's the next in line. So especially if you're in Dynasty, snatch this guy up.
Yeah. My waiver wire, I don't have much. I'm just gonna say Edmonds again. Picking him up, I think he will surpass Drake for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I said him last week, and I believe he's still sitting under that 50% owned margin. Yeah. So, sit on him if you can.
Yeah, that Eagles receiver Fulgham, he's had 2 touchdowns through 2 straight weeks, so he's definitely got a lot of volume tossed his way. I'll take the obvious waiver wire ad. I've got 2, but the quarterback, we all saw Dak Prescott's ankle snap. And
Hate to hear that.
Matter of fact, I saw it again on a replay, and they actually had it all pixelated and like blurred out where you couldn't see it because, it's technically graphic because, I think a bone did come through a little bit.
It did.
Yeah.
So he's out for the season, needless to say. And they did sign the Red Rocket. And
Red Rocket.
Red Rocket.
He's taking off.
A lot of people are hating on him, and they're talking about, oh, he's not worth a pickup. And I'm like, they were already behind with Dak throwing 40-plus times a game. Andy Dalton may not be the greatest quarterback ever, but he's not garbage, and he's going to throw. Yeah. That's volume. That's all you can ask for in fantasy is get the guy that's going to give you volume, and Andy Dalton's got a lot of talent, and he's going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Go pick him up.
Go pick up.
Go pick him up. The other one's Alexander Madison. Well, you got something to say, Andrew?
Hey, Dak Prescott was putting up stupid numbers for this Dallas Cowboys offense. They still couldn't win games because their defense is such trash and Swiss cheese. But this man should have been paid. He's now injured, suffered a season-ending injury. They made a mistake. He should have been paid.
I'll say this about without Dak, where they didn't pay him. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to realize that, the offense was what was even keeping you in games, and Dak was a big deal behind that. And Andy Dalton may be serviceable, but if you lose Dak, he's going to get paid somewhere else. So the fact that he didn't get paid before he got hurt, I don't think it's that big a deal. He's going to get paid. He's going to keep playing. He's too young, too talented. It's not that big a deal. He might not be as big a contract as what he was wanting, though.
Exactly.
It's real sad.
And they would have paid Romo, but go ahead.
They may still want to pay Romo.
Probably so.
The last waiver wire guy that you guys might want to look for is Alexander Madison for Dalvin Cook, the running back there in Minnesota. I know that Andrew hates him because he played him last year against me and lost.
No, it was Mike Boone. That was Mike Boone.
Oh, you're right. It was Boone. Either way, it was Mike Minnesota,
Boone.
And it didn't matter who you played. So you lost. But it probably will be for about a week, but you never know with injuries. It's a growing injury. He is going to be out at least 1 week, and that is a lot of volume that Cook was putting out there. So let's move right on to buy low, sell high. Which one of you fellas want to start on that?
I don't have anybody, honestly. So.
All right. My buy low, I've got one candidate, is A.J. Brown, wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. He's about to actually come on here in a minute, or about 15 minutes. Yep. But he's been dealing with injuries. The Titans, of course, have been dealing with COVID, and he's kind of been slept on, kind of forgotten about. I think if there is a time to grab this guy up, it's now because he's obviously the number one in this offense.
Matter of fact, to your point, you'd almost hope that he doesn't play well tonight just so that you might be able to weasel in and get him. He's a fantastic receiver. The fact that he's been injured and not be able to play, people have such a short memory. It's like they forget that A.J. Brown last year was straight killing it, and the reason that they made it to the AFC Championship game. I love it. I've got one buy low. It's Deontay Johnson, the receiver for the Steelers, with the coming on of Chase Claypool, and, of course, the big name of Juju. It's like people are just forgetting about him. He's been a little banged up, not done great, but he's still a great talent. He's still really good, and the fact that he hasn't done well is a great point of sell. You can buy him for real low, and I think you should because he's not done. He's still a great receiver.
Yes.
You got anybody with sell high, Andrew?
Yeah, I've got two guys on sell high, and one of my sell highs is actually one of my starts of the week, Devonta Freeman. I think he's going to have a good game. I think if you've been sitting on him when he wasn't signed, this and that, you've waited this long, you might can finally turn him for something. Might can finally turn a profit here. Even in a dynasty league, he's obviously not going to be the RB1 moving forward. They've got Saquon Barkley. So this offense is just absolutely terrible. So this may be your chance to get rid of him for something. And the other, when I told you I was gonna tell you how Ryan Fitzpatrick could make you a profit, this is it. Sell him high right now. He had a really good week against a really good defense, and that's a good pitch. So get rid of him because Tua's coming eventually.
That's for sure. Tua is coming eventually. You might sell him high because you never know what he's got going on. He might be a huge bust to you. We don't really know anything about how he's going to do in the NFL. I would say my two sell highs is one is Alexander Madison only because of, you're going to grab him up and somebody's going to need that volume for this upcoming week. So you might be able to get a little something out of that if you're higher on the waiver wire, make it worth your while. And then I would say a sell high might be Chase Claypool as well. I kind of threw him on there. I actually like him a lot. And I really love Steelers receivers. I always think, like to your point, Queasy and Andrew, that they always seem to find the diamonds in the rough. They always do well.
They do.
But it's a small sample size, and the fact that he just went off in 1 week, people tend to have that knee-jerk overreaction all the time to everything, especially this. And
well, you say that, but the Steelers do have this history, so maybe it's a little warranted.
It helps you with the sell high, man. Sell him. Only because you can get something more proven out of him. I'm not saying that Chase Claypool isn't going to be a fantastic receiver going forward. The point is you don't know. What you do know is that you can get a lot from him or for him because he just had such a huge game.
Exactly.
Disappear week to week, you'll never know because Juju's still the one, although that could disappear. Who knows? Yeah. You could get a lot for him. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Well, real quick, guys, before we go, I'm going to fire off some news around the NFL that may or may not be related to your fantasy team, but it's good stuff to know anyway.
Okay.
Of course, as we hit on some of these earlier, but I'm just going to fly through. Dan Quinn was fired after an 0-5 start with the Atlanta Falcons, which is absolutely absurd. Like, I could go out there and coach him better than that. Come on now.
Yay.
So much talent, yeah. There was, of course – I'm sorry, what?
You just have the time of your life doing it.
Yeah. There was, of course, the Dak Prescott injury. That was huge, probably the biggest injury of the season so far. Dalvin Cook will miss this week with, as Jeremy pointed out, the groin injury. Kansas City fell to Las Vegas. I felt like that was a big deal and should definitely be mentioned. The Chargers beat –
with mentioning that, I think he will go with 2 losses in a row.
Ooh.
They're playing against the Buffalo Bills this week.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I put it out.
Shot bet.
I was about to say, I'll shot bet it again, man.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll shot bet it.
I hope that's a good game.
It will be. Take me down on the Chiefs, buddy.
I got it too, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on, the Chargers beat the Saints last night in overtime with Justin Herbert coming out and looking freaking fantastic.
No doubt. He looks the real deal.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I know we were doing sell high.
You're not going to buy him low right now.
You're not going to be able to get him. I would love to have Herbert, man.
And a dynasty league, yeah.
I definitely have him up ahead of Burrow for the Rookie of the Year so far.
Yeah.
Sure.
Miami, of course, beat San Francisco. That was something we talked about for a few minutes. The Browns are 3-1, and on the final drive, I believe it was, last game, Baker Mayfield suffered a rib injury. So we'll see what happens there. Will he, won't he start? I don't know. The Panthers are 3-0 without McCaffrey, which is mind-boggling, as you guys pointed to a couple things a minute ago about his backup there. And teams on the bye this week, guys, you should really know aren't going to be playing. The Saints, the Raiders, the Seahawks, and the Chargers, speaking of Herbert. But that's all I've got for news. So unless you guys got anything else.
I have nothing substantial to add other than go for 3.
Go for 3. Let's go watch some Tuesday night football.
Great, baby.
Let's do it.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Queasy at RastaLion1131, Jeremy at CheckerboardJ, and me at Jedi Quarterback.